One foot wears red high heels. Beautiful woman in red dress actually showed up at the funeral. Under everyone's gaze, she walked to the pool as if no one was around. Goodbye. Looks foggy. Then he threw the red rose in his hand into the swimming pool. You read that right. This funeral invited almost all high-ranking Korean officials. It is actually held for a fish. Fish haven't saved the world yet, just because he is the wife of a tycoon. Obviously, Sakai came here to break up today's crazy situation. The stepmother's face turned pale with anger. But no one dared to step forward to stop it. Because a woman is not just the eldest daughter of a chaebol family. He is also very likely to become the next 15 years ago, because grandfather wanted to give the inheritance when he was young. His father sent him a life in prison to deceive others. On the surface, he was intoxicated abroad. In fact, he studied the art of strategy. That day he received news that his grandfather was seriously ill. He decided to return to his homeland to get back everything that belonged to him. But Dad's security team is headed by Manager Han, but became his biggest competitor. For decades, the decency and elegance of a chaebol maintained by Manager Han. Take the chaebol lady for example. Each month always has a few days. He wants to chat with his best friend on the yacht, but this time he accidentally discovered that the chat content was secretly filmed by the other person. He dialed Manager Han's phone number. The wind is so cool tonight. This immediately aroused Manager Han's vigilance. After a while, the special forces bodyguard bursts through the door. Steal someone else's phone. After confirming that the chat is with yourself, the male best friend was directly dragged out. I just sent a text message to my wife. Something happened to my oldest son again. After his eldest son Van Tu drank 5 kilograms of fake wine. Just because the car is a little faster. Being chased and stopped by many police cars. In case of emergency, Van Tu did not panic. Instead, call a prosecutor to protect your rights. My car just stopped. The director of the transportation department called to arrange his release. He had no choice but to sleep in the ambulance. Was sent home. The wisest person is the youngest son. To not be disturbed. He set up a row of chairs at the internet cafe but the change is a few hundred W on the table. But he was discovered by 2 thugs. I want to borrow some flowers. The youngest son actually readily agreed. But I never heard the 2 of them say when they would return it. He actually played a prank on the 2 of them. Important time. Bodyguards always appear just right. A thug was hit in the face and fell to the ground. The chaebol family faces many difficulties but always finds a way to turn them into profit. Statement to reporter. Special Forces bodyguard. The security system is maintained by dozens of top hackers. And Manager Han, who coordinates everything. Only in this way can the dignity and grace of the family learn about Schwaxi's return to General Manager Han is facing bodyguards at the airport immediately. Drive Sakai out of the water. What I didn't expect Sakai hasn't known for a long time. He wore a red dress and sunglasses before boarding the plane. Give it to her. When a companion is blocked, he wore a simple black shirt. Surpass them. There is no choice. Jingru can only gather his family to welcome Schwaxi's Orthodox status is born from the first wife. Still reassuring everyone present. The whole family stood up one by one. But Sakai spoke in a bad tone. After that, my father also rushed home to organize dinner. Saw that his father not only refused to stand up. He's sarcastic. The atmosphere at the dinner table became tense. Keep calm. Mr. Feng took out the treasure given to him by his stars. I planned to give it to my parents to taste first. As a result, the atmosphere became even more tense. But Sakai asked the maid to pour him a glass. While drinking wine, he looked at his younger brother jokingly. How many stepmothers have I found for myself over the years? His father angrily ordered him to return to New York immediately. Sakai also refused to give in. He then stood up and left gracefully. At this time, he was ready. Officially declared war on his chaebol family. The next day we went to the headquarters of the chaebol company. He started acting crazy. Look at the woman walking towards you. Box of leeks in hand. He grabbed it after accelerating for hundreds of meters. The opponent hasn't had time to react. All the hot breakfast was stuffed into his mouth. Rushed out of the building. He just finished wiping his mouth. I got into someone else's car again. When you think he's running away. But he turned the wheel hard and slowly turned back. After one step on the accelerator, he crashed straight into a truck going in the opposite direction. Go and ask. You are relatively familiar. He really doesn't know. Bodhisattva and Dream Eagle are not the same in life. That damn Wuji of Bingzhen is mine. Go to the PA server and challenge the coaching staff. Soon, Shuoshi was taken to the police station. About the incident where I intentionally hit someone just now. I even worried that my sentence was too light. I learned that the old man had a son to raise. Shuoxi directly increased the settlement fee to 1 billion Vietnamese Shuoshi informed Manager Han about the incident. In order not to leave bad news for the chaebol family, 1 billion was immediately transferred to the old man's account. A strange activity shocked everyone present. It turns out that the old man's daughter had an accident application for death compensation. Choose to jump off the Manager Han and the others don't want to think about how to make up for their mistakes. They were preparing to gather information the responsibility of educating the old Manager Han successfully persuaded the old man. But the plan worked. But he kicked the old man out of the company. This dirty trick was accidentally seen by Shuoxi. With this method, he chose to seek justice for the old man. Just 2 days after returning to China, asked Han Changwu to give billions. Deal with his random behavior. And it also poses a threat to the chaebol father's inheritance right. Han Chongwu revealed his plan. Wants to marry Ko Hai out of the family. Unexpectedly, Ko Hai happily agreed. For a moment, everyone was a little confused. What medicine does he sell? In a high-end restaurant. Look at the ugly face of the blind date. Kohai directly chose to spray the medicine. All my friends have some hobbies. Son of the chief of the Supreme Procuracy. He actually scolded me for being useless. The man was also completely decided to let the old woman know nothing about this world. Look at the power he wields. Just walked out of the restaurant door. A group of prosecutors gathered around. He was arrested for receiving flour in his pocket. After that, another group of prosecutors stormed the Chable Group's building. The company was confiscated in the name of tax investigation. This time, Kohai didn't just retreat to prison. It also dragged the entire Chable Group into the quagmire. Dad was angry. General Manager Han and others were summoned again. Limited to one day. He ordered many people to solve the problem quickly. If not, then come see me. Soon the Chable's security system was punished. After analyzing all the information collected, Manager Han made it easy. Find out how to kill two birds with one stone. The prosecutor's main goal is to be humiliated. Let the suit be solved. Take the appointment paper. The top aide approached the prosecutor. He declared that not only men could get promotions, you can also let him hug the beauty hall. Opportunity kills two birds with one stone. Before long, Manager Han met Shuoxi in the detention center. Under duress, he asked Shuoxi to quickly apologize to the man. After gaining the man's understanding, perhaps she will soon become the prosecutor's wife. But this completely angered Shuoxi. Get a Cosmo. No one doesn't hurt them. A series of trash talk landed Shuoxi in jail. Obviously, this is what the Korean manager wants. Just pretend Shuoxi is in prison. Eating 3 dishes. The Chable family holds a family dinner early in the morning. No more Seok-hai like a thorn on the side. Live an elegant and warm life again. But at this time, the servant whispered next to his father. Turn on the TV. The family did not have a moment of peace. Shuoxi was indeed acquitted. It turns out that Seok-hai was not idle in prison. Thinking back to the financial situation that day, he concluded, maybe I picked up my bag while passing by a clothing store. Exchanged. Sure. His lawyer. Evidence was found in the clothing store to clear Seok-hi's name. Faced with blatantly false accusations, the prosecutor can only release Seok-hi. But just got home. But he witnessed a scene that shattered his concept of life. A group of beautiful keepers are feeding fish. Eat luxury foods with golden rims. After learning that this was my stepmother's Seok-hi took out the chewing gum he had just eaten. Just throw it at someone. A woman's scream suddenly came from the villa late at night. The Chable's wife found out at some point. My precious fish can no longer spit bubbles. Stepmother cried, with tears streaming down her face. He said that he had to organize a grand funeral in the next room. My subordinate gave me the list of guests attending the funeral. Little emotions were instantly written on my face. The director of the National Gallery of Art is not on the list. The men at his side spoke to him. The museum is here. You may not be able to return home immediately from abroad. Stepmother said calmly. The bodyguard next to him was immediately confused. Spectacular funeral scene. Everyone was dressed in black and silent. One by one, they dove into the pool in front of them. Holy white roses. And at this moment, Shuoxi was standing upstairs, quietly watching. Decided to take advantage of this stepmother first. Wear a red dress. He entered the funeral center in an imperious manner.